Hey Big Lap Bible, my name is Emma.
I'm Travis.
And we are Adelaide Adventures on Instagram.
We are full-time travellers. We've been on the road about 7 months now. We've got 2 young kids, Tobias and Noah. They're asleep at the moment, so nice and quiet.
Yeah. It really came from lockdowns.
Number 2.
Yeah,
in
lockdown
Melbourne.
number 2 in 2020. We had a Bali holiday that was cancelled, and so we started looking around at places that we could go within Australia, and then we started going, well, that place is nice and that place is nice, and so how can we see it all, kind of thing. And then we really got sick of just feeling like we just weren't living our lives, and so and that's when really push come to shove, and we decided to have a crack at living on the road full time.
We'd been watching a lot of families on YouTube and Instagram and started to get the bug, and then we just went too far down the rabbit hole, and we were like, we have to give it a crack, so sold everything. Got a little bit of stuff at the mother-in-law's back in Vic, but sold everything. We're going to move around for the rest of this year and then settle down somewhere at the end of the year and set up for another lap in a couple of years, I reckon.
Yeah. So we are currently in Adelaide at West Beach, which is incredible, an incredible park if you're coming through Adelaide.
Awesome if you've got kids.
Yeah,
like, incredible.
The facilities are amazing. As far as the route we're taking, this has changed a million times, which I'm sure it has for a lot of people traveling. The intent this year was to set off from Vic, come into South Australia for about 6 weeks, and then continue into WA. But when the borders were delayed in closing, we had to sort of reevaluate what we were doing. And then we made the decision, well, we were originally toying with the idea of going up the middle and then into WA. But when we talked about it a bit more, neither of us were keen to drag 2 littlies. Tobias is 3, Nola is 1, through the desert. Like, Nola has just started walking. She's into everything. Tobias can be a little bit challenging as well. And so, yeah, we just decided that neither of us were keen to do that. And so now we are needing a little bit of a break, actually, and so I am going to fly with the kids to Brisbane, and Trav is going to drive cross country, so the kids and I get a bit of a break from the car and the van. Trav gets a bit of a break from the kids, and we can just like reset, regroup, and then we're going to do probably 5 or 6 months in Queensland. So yeah, I would say, like, just don't be afraid to adapt and pivot and do what is best for you and your family, and not like necessarily what should be done or what you think should be done, because we think it's actually a bit of a blessing in disguise that WA was delayed for us, and we will do it now when the kids are a bit older and able to not have to worry about day naps and go longer in the car and do full days out and about and all of that sort of thing. So yeah, that is our plan now. We'll do WA later.
In a couple of years we can set up and do WA, and instead of doing 6 months we might have 8 or 10 months, because we've seen South Australia, New South Wales, and we'll do Queensland this year, so we'll have a lot of time for Northern Territory and WA later on.
Yeah, definitely. Etc.
Alright, we have a 2017 Wild Track Ford and a 2021 Urban Tungsten Tough. It's a semi-off-road, fully off-grid, self-contained caravan, 21 foot 6 inch. It's awesome. We did a few upgrades like lithium batteries and a few handy things, so it's been pretty good. The ute is completely decked out. We did complete levels upgrade, GVM, GCM. We've got an awesome drawer setup, fridge, air compressor, the works. It's a pretty awesome setup. I had it tuned and bigger brakes. It's been awesome. We've been off-road a bit in the rocks and the sand, and it hasn't let us down.
No, hasn't skipped a beat.
We were on Palubi a couple of weeks ago, and everyone's like, you're gonna have to get pulled out. The sand was soft, but dug a few tracks, put a few max tracks down and just pinned it, and we got out of there first shot. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was very satisfying, actually. Yeah.
Definitely a big mixture.
Yeah, we stay at both and love it all.
Yeah.
I think when we've had enough of the free camping, we love to come back to a caravan park and run some water and be like in like civilization, I suppose, if you like.
When we get sick of caravan parks, we go free camping and off-grid, and
we love a good showgrounds. We find showgrounds so good because they're usually a really reasonable price, really well maintained. You can
even the leagues clubs up through northern New South Wales there were beautiful last year.
Yeah, so last year we did all of the mid-north coast of New South Wales, and you usually get a water hookup. So but we enjoy a mix
for sure.
That's really hard because they're good for different reasons.
For sure. I think I pronounced this correctly. It's Waralty on the York Peninsula. That was our first taste of beach camping. Took the van down on the beach with a crew of people that we've met on the road, and that was an awesome couple of days.
It was really good, and I think Waralty on the York Peninsula is a bit less well known than Palubi on the Eyre Peninsula of SA, but I think we preferred Waralty. So if you're looking to do a beach camp, definitely consider that one. I'm just trying to think if there was another one.
Greenlee
Yes,
Campground
Greenlee
was
Campground
awesome.
for cliff camping and rock pools and that sort of thing was amazing. And I think Murwillumbah Showgrounds on the mid-north coast of New South Wales was really cool. It was so green. The grass, oh my gosh, if you know, you know, okay? And the grass is incredible.
Yeah.
And they were really lovely and the town was great. I think they're probably the top three, hey?
Yeah, for sure.
I will add Streaky Bay was great. But I think that's because we found the Eyre Peninsula so unexpectedly remote. When we hit a town again, we were like, oh, like it was so great. And it is really beautiful. They have beautiful cafe and shops and things like that. Great. So Streaky Caravan Park is just like a quick walk or ride into town. We ate at the pub. Like, that was really good just because it's like such a taste of civilization after so little of it.
I'll keep it pretty short and sweet. If you, like Emma said, if you know, you know. I won't be going back to Port Augusta anytime soon.
That was pretty rough. I would say that one of the best places I've ever been to was honestly Byron Bay.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That just lived up to all of my expectations. It was a big bucket list for me, and I know people say, oh, Byron, like it's too commercialized and whatever that means. I thought it was great. The food, the people, like the whole little culture around it. I thought Byron Bay was really cool.
Even Lennox Head was sick.
Yeah, Lennox Head's, Oh no, and Brunswick Head, which is like north and south of Byron, is all, a really great spot.
Oh, I can't wait to get up Port Douglas, Airlie Beach this year now that we're planning on going up there. I've been up to Port Douglas and Cairns when I was a young kid, early teens, 12, 13, so not that long ago, but I'm looking forward to getting back up there. I've got good fond memories of it, and I want to take the family and the kids and get up there and enjoy the last half of this year and go from there.
Yeah, I've never really spent much time in Queensland at all, so I'm very excited. I can't wait to eventually do the Coral Coast of WA. It just looks amazing. But again, when the timing is better for kids. Queensland will be cool. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Nope. No.
Nearly got cleaned up completely twice now. Once we went out to the Bunda Cliffs, just about half an hour past the Nullarbor Roadhouse, and I was just cruising 90, 95, and I'll take a little bit of responsibility. I probably floated a little bit into the middle, but the truck coming my way, he was a long way out of his lane. So that was pretty hairy for me. And then just on our way here a couple of days ago, the dual lanes where you can overtake, you're not meant to overtake when there's cars in both lanes, and I come out around this truck and this car was on the wrong side of the road. It was just coincidence that we didn't hit, like, very lucky.
That was just a matter of timing. Like, people are just in such a hurry. Yeah, it's crazy. But a particular funny time?
Funny.
There's plenty of funny moments. The kids make us laugh, but like nothing that super stands out. And also just like meeting up with other travelers and having a good laugh with other people, and it's just like you and your family all the time, and you can meet some like-minded people along the way and just have a really good laugh. That's the best. I really enjoy that.
And there's so many families and people out there traveling at the moment. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool community. I love our mat for under the caravan, the A247.
Is that Sea Gear.
Oh, the Sea Gear, from A247. The Sea Gear mat, that's unreal. I love our mat. I don't know, selling all of your stuff out of your house and like donating and giving away all of your stuff really makes you realize that you can live pretty much without anything, which is really cool. Like, that was one of the like parts of this exercise is just living with less. And it just really makes you realize how little you need.
I'll probably go as far as saying me fridge and me ute. That's where I keep all my beers and the wine and whatever we need on the road when we're out.
Yeah, it's pretty essential.
It's good.
Yeah. Did you save before you left? Do you work on the road? All of the above. So we sold our house, so that obviously went a really long way to funding like our setup. We saved as well. We saved before we left, and then I work on the road as well. So I am a brand partner with Young Living, and I can do that from the road. So it's a really incredible gig that just enables us a little bit of extra freedoms while we're traveling. And will go back to work at the end of this year, and I'm still also on maternity leave from my corporate role. So
hopefully you don't have to go back to that, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. So that's how we fund it. We budget about $1,000 a week. Our biggest expense is food. Our 1-year-old eats more than our 3-year-old since she has hit the solids. She nudges our food budget. But it's food. We try not to do too many coffees out, but also like it's a bit nice, so we do that a bit.
We don't eat out a lot.
No, we don't eat a lot of meals out, but like food in general is our biggest expense.
We've got a inverter and a good battery system in the ute, so we normally take lunch out and cook. Or have wraps or something. So food be huge actually.
I'd say that's half. Food, like we budget $1,000 a week. Food, booze, coffees, that's half. That's half of it. Do you want to go or me?
In what sense?
Well, something that you now know that you didn't before you left, like.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah. I think we underestimated traveling with our kids so young. Like, we won't sugarcoat that. I think some kids adapt really well to life on the road, and perhaps others struggle a little bit more. Our 3-year-old is one of the ones that are just struggling a little bit more. And so I think we perhaps underestimated that a little bit. And then also once our daughter started walking, it just changed. It just changed everything, where before, they would both kind of sit on the mat under the awning and play. She's off now. Like, she just wants to go. We haven't gone down the road of getting like a pen or a playpen or anything like that. We think she'd just be at it, like screaming the whole time.
She'll climb it.
Or climb it or push it over or whatever. But, I guess that's a path that we can go down. But I think that's something that we probably underestimated.
Big time.
Which is okay. It's probably like you're learning on the road all the time. Like you're just learning as you go. You're constantly like trying new things that didn't work out, try something else.
Yeah.
Talking to people, getting tips and tricks off people, like like you're just constantly learning as you go, I think.
Probably the people and places. Moving day, the blood starts pumping, you know, hook the van up, we're moving, where we're going. It's not like you're packing up and got to go home and back to work. It's going to the next destination. Moving day is pretty exciting, and you know, the people and places you get to see. Yeah, definitely.
I love moving day. I love that feeling of going to a new place to explore.
I'd have to say the DJI Mavic Air 2
the drone.
Yeah, that was a splurge, but there's nothing better than getting somewhere and you're trying to take all these photos with your camera, even your good SLR, is it?
Yeah, like a Canon, like
Canon.
a big
You're
camera.
trying to take photos, you look at them, you're like, this just doesn't do it justice. You throw the drone up in the air and you're just like, wow, this is sick.
It just really gives you a really great perspective of where you are. Like, it just makes you go, yeah, this is cool. Like, it does it justice for sure.
Probably a lot of my pants and jumpers, but
that's a good thing.
I think we were pretty well. Everything we bought, we didn't need or we didn't think we used, we just moved it on, got rid of it, donated it. Like,
yeah, there's nothing that's been like a waste of money.
Nah,
I don't think
so. We went through a couple of lockdowns at the start of our travels, so we had a bit of time to go through and reassess after we hit the road, because we give ourselves a week after we picked the van up. We picked the van up Wednesday and we left the following Thursday.
Yeah.
So it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So yeah. Since we've hit the road.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
assume.
because lockdown is the reason we're here, which is fine. It's been, I wouldn't say, like, yes, we've been impacted in the sense that we've arrived somewhere intending to stay a night and ended up staying a week because we got locked down. And then, you know, when rules change and whatnot, it makes you go, right, well, we're going to have to pivot, or we can't cross a border when we thought we were going to be able to, or whatever. But again, that was all sort of part of the reason why we wanted to travel as well, is to be a little bit more flexible. We are quite structured people. We love a plan and a routine. We're certainly not wandering folk. We have learnt that about ourselves. We do not like to wander aimlessly. We like to have a plan and know what we're doing, where we're going, and all of that sort of thing. But it's definitely, I think, enabled us to think a little bit more flexibly when plans do change. And then, like now we're not going to WA, but that's fine. Not because of a lockdown, but, you know, because of a border closure. But that's fine, because now we think that that's actually going to be better off for us in the long run. So I think there's always silver linings. There's always little, you know, reasons why, and everything happens for a reason kind of thing. So
about to say that.
Yeah, and like hopefully there won't be any more lockdowns, and that would be great.
I'll stick to the practical side of it. Do your research on your van and your ute and your weights and everything like that. There are some rigs out there I've seen, and you know, the tow ball and the van are on such an angle, you think one good bump and they're going to hit the ground. Do your research, learn as much as you can, and know your weights, because they creep up real quick. We've had ours weighed once, and I was very surprised on our weight situation.
Yeah, and I might talk to the mum side of it or the parent side of it and just say, like, just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Remove any and all expectations you have from watching other people of what it might be like or what it should look like for you, because for the most part, people will just post their highlight reel and the fabulous places they stayed and all of that sort of thing, which is great, but that's like why we really like to try and keep it real on our Instagram and share about the challenges that we're having as much as the good times as well, because I think we probably did have expectations of how it might look and feel for us, and when it fell short of that, it didn't feel very good. So you like that, I just want to say that that's totally okay. And yeah, take the pressure off of yourself. Even though you're doing this really amazing, incredible thing, not everyone is going to be incredibly happy and grateful all of the time. Like, you're still going to have hard times in the van, just like you would in a home. And so go easy on yourself and know that you are not alone in that.
Yeah,
is what
for
I
sure.
would say. And that's it from us. I think that's all of our questions. Let me double check. Yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Big Latin Bible.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.